Hello. So we are back again. Let us get that one turned down. No reason to broadcast myself 2 times. And he do not tell me anything I don't already know. That was a lot without a job. That's not without jobs actually. What the fuck just happened down there? Garbage? Probably. Definitely not sure about what does go on down there. There's food. Could not be a problem, but it's still starting a problem up here too. That's not good. That's not good at all. Problem up there. Uh, could have been a garbage problem. It could have been many things. It's probably something. These two trains seems like they are thinking about it's a good idea to block each other. It's not allowed to put it up longer down here. No, probably not. I have already tried that. As I remember something about. Oh yeah, I was actually doing something. Maybe it will be a possibility now. I'm not sure. Hello. It is just plastic and something else. Hazard waste, I think it is, but again, hazard waste can be pretty damaging to your city if it's not getting removed, but again, maybe they are losing over here because of they are losing a lot down here, so that's not enough actually to actually fill it up, but it's not making any sense, and it is too late to figure out why. because all the red is gone, so it's always something. We should lose at least 12,000 more before this month is out, or else we should probably get our achievement thing. It should actually be in this Monday if I remember right. Then we have been gone 10 years without anything in the hardest mode, without inviting anybody into the cities. Definitely not be water, but we will still focus on this one, this area down here. It should definitely not be necessary to have fucking 10 workers in there, that's for sure. It's only this one that needs to heat up. No really good indication other than this one was actually making a little bit more red than it's supposed to do. That could be an indication of that's been a problem with the garbage. This one is actually pretty blood red. That's probably a bigger problem. I think we actually did. We actually set that up. I think it should be going for that one. Yep. So do you have that one alone and? Chosen to go down there yet. Wow, all my trains. There should be a train that's going from that station to that station and that station in here, so it must be in here somewhere. Probably that one. Nope, that was not the one. So it's probably on its way, but again, we'll actually soon need some more trains up here. I don't know how that will go. Probably not too good. Uh-oh. Should maybe think about building the garbage field again. Because if it would be working fine enough, that will not be the problem. It can easily take a city more and a couple of trains more on each station. The problem is actually it do not have enough space for the train tracks up here. And then I did a couple of items a little bit more, a little different than I actually wanted to do them now. I want to do them in a little bit different way now, actually. I don't think I actually want them to have connection to this one. I actually think I want that one connected to that one, and everything will go into this one. I'm not sure but it's a good idea, maybe it's a bad idea. So all garbage will be produced inside the aluminium, go to the iron, and then go to this one, and then go into this one, and of course continue now to all of this as it normally doing. The same over here. It's not the problem. Then we will probably take the double amount of two of them and two of them. And then we will just and then two of them of course, but we have one of them over there. And then we will connect them after them, then put them up in some kind of a little bit of a line. And then let's build the rest of it. But we should probably set it up as a place where we have some space. But still we should set it up a place where we actually can get some workers out there too. Not starting over here too, actually. That's definitely not good. And the carpet's actually looking pretty decent over there. I don't think I have one up here actually that's for making, that's showing the pollution in this area. Got probably one down here, but of course there's pollution down there, no doubt about that, but again. It's definitely something that's not getting cleaned out, that's for sure. Do we only have one station that's doing all that? That's maybe the problem up here? No. You're actually doing it down there, but what is that one doing? It is garbage truck, right? Yep. It should do all that up there alone. Now it's November. I don't know about we actually was getting it or whatever. Now we're losing citizens up there too. Losing them everywhere now. We got it. So, fair enough. Oh no, we're still missing something down here. there's no fucking steel. God damn. But we are probably already missing that many citizens down here that actually not necessary to be open. Boom, boom, boom. No job. Yep. That's definitely not the problem. But I actually don't care about I'm losing the citizens now. It's not so important right now. Because of now I don't need to wait 10 years on getting them back actually. Now I can just buy somebody again if it is. Of course it's not nice to lose them of course, but again. It should actually not be that big of a problem. Because of that's not that much garbage around us. Of course that's garbage, but not a lot of it. And if it should be, then we should make a hole on the system. Then we should make one train for each of this garbage up here. And one from that one, and one train from each of this station here. And again, one train that will be a couple of more than we actually are used to. Of course, we could make a couple of the trains just driving, like the aluminium train and what is it called? Metal train and what is the last thing? That thing we are getting gravel out of again. This one. It will be called construction waste. Could let that three trains just ride or run, because if they have a long part, they actually can stay on and wait to go in. But I don't think it's that long, so that many trains, and then we should probably, that's probably this problem. It has nothing to do with that. That's actually maybe right, it's a problem again now. Because if I try to change this, let us get that train away so they can drive. It has nothing to do with the problem that is up here. The problem up here is actually that's too short from that to that. So I actually need a little bit more of the crossing here, then it would be a nice place. This one was actually forgetting it is power, what power it's actually running on. And this will not be possible. Probably possible in this direction. Somehow, no, it will not. That's definitely not good. I don't like I actually need to do this again, but it would actually be a possibility to get what I'm actually wanted. Up here, I just need to have a fucking close eye on it. Then we are getting rid of that ridiculous thing there. That's on that one anyway. we are getting the cross a little bit longer down, so that actually will probably, maybe there will be, I don't know, maybe it just adds the same, I don't know. That one should not have. That's fine enough. It's only the train that's coming, I know, but yeah, that will be a problem. But again, maybe we should make it to six wagon system instead. If instead of seven, seven is maybe a one too much. Du skal videre om lille tog. Hello. I hope you got a good day. Got an achievement. And we are close to one more actually. Still some research to do on that one, or we actually need to place them. That's more research, but we can still place them. That was the blue ones. We can figure out what we actually want to place them, then we can place them. Put them out or whatever. Nope, that one was not anything ready there. Hey, we have maybe reached the end. Because if there was no more blue ones, so we are actually maybe closer to the end than I'm actually thinking. Whatever, maybe it's I'm researching in the wrong way. Maybe I actually, oh yeah, I'm actually probably researched this, two of them, so now it's two of them down here. That one is still allowed to be built. So I did it wrong. So we are probably not close to the end of that one. Anyway. I hope we actually are. I hope it must be that one. It cannot be anything else. There must be a maximum of researching on that one. was just the wrong research. No, not wrong research, but again, the wrong thing I think I have researched. I actually think I have researched only the blue one and not the red one, so one blue power connection and one blue oil connection. We need to be down here again. Because they can seriously figure out to fuck this up. There's no way around this. When we're playing the realistic mode anyway, but... The fuck is that on its way back? I think it was on its way up to build that one, but... Okay, fair enough. Then I will actually hope I get the last piece of this. I'm actually needing to let the wagon be up here between, because from there, that signal to that signal, there was only 6 wagons. So now we're trying to move the cross down to this place so we actually can get a little bit more. Oops, somebody fucked it up. That's definitely not good. That one can actually be able to drive into a station again. I probably forgot to actually put up change signals. Yeah, maybe we should put the new garbage field up down here. The only problem about that, it is if we should do that, we should definitely do it before we really start using this area. Because of then we need to make a different remove there's 2 sets of tracks, and we actually need, I don't remember about that one. Yeah, we need one to go to the middle and we need one out to the, nope, so we need to remove, that's the passenger line. So we need to remove some line here between here and there, and then drag this one out, and then we need to build a bridge over it, and then longer down we need to have a entrance to this too. And then we can send all the train down there. But again, It is a bit away from a city actually. I don't know. Over here we should actually have the aluminium plant and that kind of stuff. So it seems like it's starting to be crowded again. Not totally. Yeah, already in need of that one to research that again. It seems like it's a certain amount of new citizens it will give us because of sometimes it's going fast and sometimes it's going totally slow with you using that one. Seems like it's actually on its way back too. It's driving too long to actually do something, so it has been totally without any consequence for which train we actually would have chosen. And all of this was only because of I missed the station to begin with, so I didn't fit it in, so I have built all the other stuff here before. And then of course because of it was already placing it too close to the train tracks to begin with, but it's just a nightmare to set up that fucking garbage central. And again, there's probably not enough flattened ground up there too, actually. Only flatten to that point. So we will definitely need some more ground if we should set this up here. And we'll probably need to have it out here or something like that. So we got enough space. Need it to be built yet? Hope it will be possible actually to get a little bit more space in that direction there. I'm not sure. That's not a lot, really. Oh yeah, we'll actually probably need. Oh, we already have one there. The fuck was we were sitting there? It was definitely some new. But it seems like it's mostly to. Oh, that was this one. Okay, I think. But we cannot really use that for anything anyway. That was definitely wants to sit. Oh, great. What is that? That's the road, yep. That's actually this one I want to start. But fair enough, fair enough. I think this will be long enough from the station, but if it is not, we will actually just put this a little bit longer out when we have flattened the ground out. But it will require a little bit of fuel and a little bit of bulldozing. So, because of the ground is already going up around there, and we are definitely needing more space in that direction to do this. No doubt about that. We need to change a couple of items down here. We need to raise this up somewhere so we actually can use the middle thing. We actually need to have one that's going out here and collecting some items to I don't know. I don't think I actually can. I can't probably take a copy of this up here, but most of it will probably not be built anyway, so it will probably just be easier just to set it on new. I actually need to set this up a little bit different too, so yeah, the most of it will not be in that way anyway, so the part we actually can use is probably the garbage field. And I'm not even sure about I'm actually giving it enough space up here. I should probably give it a little bit more. Seems like it got a little bit more road, but I only think it's looked like it. I don't actually think it's the case. I think it should maybe be out around here somewhere. It will just require a city more, that's for sure, or some flying in with at the road workers will be flying in. Damn, that's still researching projects. I would actually have been hoping on it was over. Do not ever seems like it will be over. Oh, we was not done researching that one yet. And we have no researching on that one, so good. I don't know how many we can build, but we have researched in a couple of them, that's for sure. Ina 221. It seems like we have researched them, and it do not seem like it wants to stop yet. Hey, Rob. Do you have a good day? If you have something to ask about, you can just ask. I will try to answer it as good as I can. This will be the nuclear area. I'm not sure about it's a good idea to put a nuclear area up that bad as it's running, so it will probably just be a fucking yeah, yep, pollution area. Actually, my nuclear is actually trying to running pretty decent, but we must see what will happen down here. Good. It's not built. What's was actually getting built up here? Oh, it's actually remind me about we actually need to go back and figure that part out. Up here we need to get that tracks removed too, so they aren't fucking up each other actually. No, still not accepting it. That's weird. Should actually be able to drive in there and drive out there and take it. But now we need to open this one up and be ready to remove some stone. Actually don't want to do that the whole time here, so we are closing for that one for some time. Yeah, it's going pretty decent, but if you are not doing it fast enough and buying too much in, you need to make some kind of a. You need to get something to get out of the city. So I would recommend to actually start with the car factory and start to build that kind of a bubble vehicle there. So you are if you are playing with research, of course, then you are researching building a little city where you actually can research. And then you're researching up so you're ready to build the car factory. And then you're building the car factory. I am actually playing in the hardest possible way now, so I was only starting with 1.4 million and 700,000 US dollars. So I actually need to take some loan actually to get to make it to run around. So when I have built this, I actually need I think a loan around 6 million to begin with or something like that. And I was loaning a little bit and then pay something off, and then I was selling something, and then I was keep starting building my train tracks out. Last game I was actually starting building that train factory and build wagons. That was a little bit harder to do it that way. It's actually easier with the car factory. It can be done with the oil production too, if you're finding a pretty decent oil fill, or you're actually importing oil, also researching this export of oil. But you should not start with actually building all the ground thing. You should actually do it the different way of what you actually are thinking you should do. You should start building the factory and then build down where you're actually building. Okay, up here we need to import all these resources here, but that's okay because of on the bubble we're actually earning more than this resource will cost. And after some time, if you don't can get it to run around, your money will just have a little value. So you will actually get, in the beginning, you would not get 2.7 million from a load full of vehicles. In the beginning, you will maybe get around 300,000, depending on how long your train is, of course. Because of the inflation or what it's called, it's going up or down or whatever it is doing. So your money losing the value, and then of course stuff get more. You should pay more for it, but you are getting paid more for your stuff you're selling too. So it's actually the same. Uh, it's not really different. It's just how many zeros and how fast you're actually earning money in the game, but you're using them faster too when it is. But in the old game, it was actually possible when you have enough money to get removed 3 zeros on everything, on what you're buying and on what you're selling. But last time I was trying to get up over a billion of each money, it was actually not happening. So I don't know about you actually need more money to it will be happening or it not happening anymore. But of course, then the more you actually can produce yourself, the better it is. So car factory to begin with, and then you can start thinking about building. So like gravel, you are not you're not getting paid a lot for gravel, so that's actually not to selling. If you can set if you want download this gravel mine here, that's a really good player item that's made by a player. This big gravel mine, that's a really good one. because of it's actually producing everything in that little thing there. So it's actually already splashing the big stones down to gravel in that building alone. So you don't need to set a whole setup with a storage and everything what you need to run through. But of course, it has its limit on how much it actually can produce. But it can produce more than enough to actually to you in the beginning one. That will be more than enough to run your and then get this concrete factory up and running, and the asphalt factory. That will use the stones, and then import cement to begin with, of course. That will be a good thing, and then you're building that slow up. And then I would recommend building some cheap house buildings to begin with. That actually has its own heating system, something like this building here. That's actually coming from a pack with a lot of tree buildings. And this university is in it. There's a couple of police stations. That was actually one of the police stations building this house I was showing you there before. I don't remember what it's called, but if you want I can figure it out. But it's just to try to figure out that's running without a heat system, so it's actually heating themselves. They can burn firewood off in the houses. But this is in a pack of and I actually think it's standing on Russian. This pack here, the name of it, because of all the building is actually called something in Russian. That's a couple of what is it called? Stores and that kind of stuff in it too. So you actually have the full package where you can build a little city and make the research. You can actually import workers to work on your university. So actually before you actually get your own workers, you can import them down here, and then you will go into the university and then you can research. That's a good way to do it too. You will pay a little bit for them to begin with, the workers to get in. Maybe you want to use them a little bit different. I have done it a couple of times where I'm actually using them a little bit to start the research, but you're not getting that much out of it. You should have a lot of them in if you want to use it that way, but then you should probably build your city a little closer to the border, so you just can drive them right in, and then it's only for that. But I would recommend to at least have this amount of distance to your border, because of when you start building a train station, then you should not be too close to the border, and you should not be too long away from the border when you are actually using trucks to drive the new vehicles to the border to sell them, because then it's taking too long time for them actually to go forward and back, because of they are not moving the speed they're supposed to be moving. So definitely, and about your playing, if you're playing realistic mode, it's taking a long time. If you're playing in the two other modes, well, the other mode where you actually can play and buy the stuff from the border and then get it built, then you can do it a little bit different. But still, I would recommend you, or if you don't want to do that with the small building, I would definitely recommend you to download this heating plant here. Effective electric heating plant. That's a good play item too. It's really good actually. We'll let it stand for a moment so you actually can get the name, or you can always go back to this point in the video and take the name and try to type it in and download that. Because of all of the other one here, it's actually this one is actually electrified stations too, but they're actually not giving as much power on this one it's doing. It was fine enough. They are a little bit big, but they are a little bit more fair actually, I think. This one is a little bit more, it's using a lot small amount of power and it's giving a lot more heat, but it is actually pretty good. It is more what you actually expect. Oh, that's a whole fucking place where you actually can go in. If you are friends with somebody, you can actually go in and see. You can do it here on the side where you are on the game. Over here, mine is not so big now, so I actually need to push over here. And mine is standing on Danish now, so yours will probably have another name because of you are standing on. It will probably be shop or something like that. Then you can go in here, And then if you were my friend, you would actually be able to see which one I got on which one I'm actually liking, and I like all of them. I'm actually inside here. What? Let me see. Most popular. No, I want to see my own. That one actually. So here, this is what I'm actually allowed other to see. That it's my friends that can go in and see my modes. It is called, I think. Or you actually can download stuff from other players. That would help a lot. Of course, the game is about to get into a little bit better asphalt plans. That's actually a pretty decent asphalt plan you can actually download too, and concrete, asphalt and concrete. Big prison is probably a good thing too. Not the big prison actually. You need one that's a little bit more. I'm actually not a good friend with that one, but I have put it on the list anyway because of people can only see gas station. That's a good one actually with connections. Really good. Then you don't need vehicles actually to deliver your gas. Then you can just deliver it to one place. If it is with trucks and then spread it out from there, or you can connect it to your when it. This is the quarry. That's no. It's oh. I think it's that one. That's actually that building I was talking about. But that's fucking big gravel mine will probably be the best thing to actually try to search on. That's a really good one. Large coal power plant, that's actually pretty decent too. I actually using that. That's it is actually the same space as 4 coal plants. It's filling the same. It's using the same space. It's just in one building. That one is probably a good one too because of that's a smaller one, but that's a smaller one now. That's just one of them you are getting down with this historic community headquarter that will not be working very well because of it has no road connection. So that one you should not use. You should use that with the road connection if you're taking that one. That one is pretty good. Uh, that one is the electric heating plant I was talking about. That's actually important if you don't want to build. This one is not the best houses. They are not really good, but they can be used. They can heat themselves up. This one can heat themselves up, but it's not the pack I'm actually talking about. You should probably check with the. I can see about. I can actually locate that part of it. It could be that one, but I'm pretty sure it's not that one, because of that was what I'm saying last time, and then I was finding another place. Actually, large chemical plant. It's not really necessary anymore. The game has actually put one in that's a little bit bigger. That's the one I'm building down with my and garage. I don't like them because of they are not really. The cars is not really a good thing to use because of you have enough vehicles in. IKEA shopping mail, it could be a good thing, but I'm actually using the huge mail instead when I'm actually using something. That's a couple of reasons why I'm doing that. It has more that yellow thing that can drive into it, so you can and it's big, so you can actually connect the train directly, the train station directly to this one, and then get the stuff delivered directly with the train. This one is a good one too. It has actually 3 helicopter stations, and it can have 14 vehicles. Normally only buying 12. This one I'm not using that much. Actually, big technical service. It can have 3 vehicles more, something like that, and then it's filling a lot more actually. This one is actually a good prison transport. It can have 65 prisoners instead of 18 as the most from the game. This one is the one I was talking about probably. Packed wooden buildings. That's probably that one where that's it seems like that pack there. That's the pack with the university and all that kind of stuff. So if you want building without using too much heating, have heating problem to begin with, this is the pack to get down. That's for sure because of that had the university, it has the school, it has the kindergarten, it has some houses, it has a police station, and everything you actually need to start an old city without any heating system. It still need power, but that you are just importing from. And you need churches. That's nothing that's in the game, but you're complaining a lot about churches too. This one, keep away from that shit, and keep away from actually building something that has something to do with an Openhagen. I think it is, or Kinder, what it is. agency of to adoption and that kind of stuff, don't build them, because of when you start building them, you're only getting into problem with it. Specifically, if you're downloading that one, it can have 2,500 kids in it, but it's fucking up. That's something wrong with it. And this small fire station, I actually like that to begin with too. That's a little bit more wooden houses too. Oh, this one is actually a pretty decent one too. Actually, I like that one to use that one too. I'm using it up here, but Old Town building, that's one of the more newer one, I think. That one, that's the big prison I'm using. It can have a decent amount of prisoners. It do not have, it not using that much space as the other big prison. It's a lot bigger than big prison. This one is a vehicle that should be able to drive 49 kilometers per hour. It's only allowed to drive 110 as it's allowed on the roads, but yeah. This one, large oil storage, I like that one too actually. Instead, it has only one connection in and out, so you actually need to use the splitters when you are doing this using that one. But no problem in that. It can have a lot of oil in it, and it's actually good. Big garbage dump, that's one. That's the one I'm using. I like that one. High voltage railroad electric connection too. So you don't need to connect it to with four small ones. So you can just put one big one into it. Big tech, that's just a skin. If you are taking the big technical service thing, that one I like that a lot. That's a high house. That one it's actually played. We can see it right in the background there. It's a male. I'm normally using that in my beginning city and that kind of stuff before I'm going over to using the huge male. And here we have the asphalt factory I was talking about with 100 tons output storage, and the same thing with the concrete factory. It's actually looking that way when you try to download it, with a red picture of them. That's the one you actually should go for. That's really good. Oil heating plant, not necessary if you're taking the oil heating the other heating plant. I am not sure about you are actually getting this build thing, but else if you are taking this to do a court, you will get this as a house building too, and it's a pretty decent house building. You should just be aware of you can actually place them on each other, and you should probably not do it when you build them, but you can actually place them on the top of other buildings. And this corner kindergarten, it's one of my favorites actually. But again, kindergarten and other stuff, it's only working as good as your best educations. So if your education is only 2.03, you will not be able to have that 250 workers, kids in it. That will not be possible. You need to have a high education system, and that you will only get when you are actually building television and radio. Then it will actually be possible to actually raise the education level higher than they actually can do in the school. That one is okay too, but they have actually put a couple of decent items in from the game now. I, if this is what I'm thinking it is, that's this building right next to the mail, two buildings down, and that's some kind of open stage, like a little bit like a movie theater, where you actually just fucking a theater, yeah, I don't know what the name actually is of it, but where you can, yep, exactly. That transformer is a very good one because if it has two big connections. So if you actually want to disconnect it, you have the possibility to build another line into it, and then you can disconnect the line you're actually getting the power in from already. You can actually use it to go to the next one too, and the next one and the next one, but that's not too good. And this construction machinery base, it's a good thing too. So the most of the building I actually put up there, it's actually pretty decent. But if you want to, I can put up my friend code, and then you can add me as a friend, if I can find it. Let me just get a second. I will take a copy of that one. You should just go into Steam and blah blah and put out that number code in. I will just go into the YouTube and then put it in, because if I'm not running the YouTube on this machine, I'm actually running that on my this will be my friend code from today. I don't know about it, it's the same every time, but if you're putting that in, you should actually be able to find me as a friend. And then when I'm adding you, you can go in and then have a look on all the ones I actually have on my on my list. What it will be called? It will be called what? Something like my not my best ones, but yeah, it will. I have no clue about what it will be called right now. But why do we have a building right there? Is it about to be swift out or whatever? It probably is on its way up to get a new one in, since it is around there. And it do not really have, seems like it have any places to go to. So it's probably on its way to actually going to. Oops, we were forgetting about that part of it. Oh, something. Do not have any power. I don't hope it cost me too much actually to sit and talk about it. And forget about I was actually about to actually throw something down. Oh, that's the problem. We got actually this one cut out before it actually was ready to be removed, but then we will just end up with have one back there. We will not be able to remove that one right now. It should probably have been before this one was getting moved, or this one should actually have been able to run up about that one and then down. If I actually want to remove it now, I need to build a new connection to this one, connect it to that one, and then let it run in or something like that. You could do that. It will probably annoying me to have it there, so we'll just build the fucking that one and just connect it to that side there. Because when you're playing in realistic mode, it's not possible. The only thing you actually really can cheat with the train is actually return them. Else it's a problem. Okay, I don't see you yet, but... Are you just getting into my friend list when you're using that one? I was sure if I should actually accept it. It has not arrived there yet. If it is, you actually have added me, and I don't need to accept anything. Then you are probably already on the list. Or else there will maybe go a little bit of time before I'm actually getting it. That could be too. But no, it should normally just arrive. Should it not? I think it should. I think that dude I'm normally... I don't know. Are you the evil George Bush or whatever? Yeah, but I have not received anything over here yet. Uh, no, I don't know what happened, but it definitely don't seem like I got it. Oh, I found it. I found it. Actually, it's over on my. It is on the list here. Uh, that way. I forget it. I'm not adding people that often, so I forget about how to do it when I actually need to do it. But that's probably pretty normal for people to forget how to do it when they actually need to do it. But then you should actually be able to go in and see my. It can be a little bit pain in the ass to actually figure it out in there, but it is something with pushing a little bit around, and then you can see your friends' items. And I am actually not in there right now, but if you actually want to, I have my Discord channel too. It's not really for that, but it was actually for my Scum game when I was playing Scum. But I've just put up a room for my live broadcasting. That's a link to that under support the channel. That will be a link where you're actually getting directly into that room I'm sitting in right now. And I don't know about it's a good or bad thing, but actually if somebody is actually joining it, it will actually be broadcasted. Your voice will be broadcasted out to YouTube too. So it's not only my conversation part of it that actually will be broadcasted. So everybody would actually be able to hear the conversation what we are talking about. And of course, if somebody then can figure out to speak pretty decent, I cannot figure out to do that. I have nothing to say about. I'm probably saying fuck a lot of time, but yeah, if people is too fucked up, then you will probably just be blocked to my Discord channel, so you don't will be able to get into it again. But if people just can figure out to speak pretty decent to each other, then I would have no problem with it. And if you're saying fuck or whatever other bad words, I don't care about that part of it actually. It's not a children channel. It's not standing as a children channel, so yeah, maybe I will be put away on this on YouTube from YouTube or whatever. I don't care about that. People that probably want to see it will probably find it, and this is definitely not good. There's too many trains in there, but it's not because of. It's just because of that's the reason. One of the reasons why I actually want to build a new garbage field. It was because of I was actually placing this too close to my main train line, and that's the reason why it's actually going in this direction here. It should actually have been more lines in, and should have been connected into these different places on the track, but it was actually getting too short. So I actually need to connect all of them in one or move it after I already have built it. And of course, in the beginning, you don't really have the money to do everything over and again, just throw it down and do it again, and the space for it, and then you need to, before you actually have your own garbage field, you need to drive it to the border and get rid of it that way. So that's a pain in the ass too. It's a little bit easier when you are not playing, depending on how you choose to play it, of course. There's a lot of way you can choose to play it. Depending on how you actually choose to set it up, you can play total without garbage, so that will not be a problem. This is probably, oh yeah, that's actually one of the parts I probably didn't have put on my favorite list. That's the name of it actually. Now my brain start working a little bit again. I have not put that one in, actually waste separation plant, but is a really good one. It's working a lot better than that from the game. It'll working a lot faster and it has a little bit more workers. I should maybe see about it. I actually can find it on my list here. I don't want to see my favorites, I want to see all of them. That one. Courthouse. Oh, yeah, that courthouse was actually a pretty good one too. Or was it actually that one? It was probably that one. It looked like more like that one. Police station. That police station was actually very good too. Waste separation plant. That one. I'm not sure about that one, but it's not too bad because we can actually have 8 vehicles. We can put it on the list too. I'm not sure about that one. Large electrical component factory. I actually think I used it. Why it's not on the list, I'm not sure, but yeah. So now I've just added a couple of buildings more. Yeah, that's a lot of building that's pretty necessary actually to get a good city to run. Because of some of the thing they actually have done from the game, it's actually not too. It's not really. That's a lot of stuff they actually could have done different from the game side. But a lot of players has actually made a lot of that kind of buildings because of some of them has probably played a lot of other SimCity games and that kind of stuff, so they actually know a little bit about what they actually want. I only wish there was somebody that would make a sign that actually was working from the fucking garbage trucks, because the garbage trucks do not react to any of the signs that's in the game, and I have no clue about how to actually make signs. I have clues about how to make a sign, but I have no clue about how making this shit. Adding, building that, adding that stuff, building and sign and that kind of stuff. But I would really wish there was a sign from garbage truck, from the game, from a player. I don't care, but it's not that sign from other players, but it's more sign packets, old Polish signs and old American signs and all that kind of stuff. But it's not seems like they're actually doing anything, and they actually not put into this to this one. So it actually, I'm not even sure about the actually are working. It's just for the view, I think. So it's actually looking a little bit better around the map. That's not good. I was sure if that would be happening. That one cannot figure it out. This one could not go because of that one was blocking. I was just not sure about when it would be happening. It would of course happening when he will start building down here. But that's not always to say when that is actually is and not is. Would actually wish they would start building a little bit more down here. Oh, it was only taking one of them and oh, they have built everything down there they actually can. That's again because of the only down here it will only take one of the road it can. It will not spread out and actually take both of them because of it has this distance it actually have from the train building station. If it's more than 5 kilometers away, it cannot figure out to auto choose. So that will actually result in that you actually need to go down and do it yourself manual. It can easily build longer away than 5 kilometers. Yeah, of course it will just take a longer time for them to arrive, but it is definitely possible. The train station is around up here somewhere. It is right there actually. Oh, then you need to drive over there. Yeah, okay. I'm a little bit annoyed about it's always filled, but it's actually transported out there, so it's not the biggest problem. It's just annoying actually to see it's always filled. And it actually has the possibility to send it out there, but it would probably be necessary. I don't actually know about the garbage truck will work in that case, and we actually can drive it out on the garbage truck, but of garbage truck on a forklift of a fuck's sake. And that's the stuff in and stone in, and then we are getting fuel delivered directly to this base too. That's the only thing that's a little bit annoying actually with actually to get the stone delivered. It's actually when you need to throw something down, you will have 350 tons of gravel, and you cannot figure it out to get around that part of it. Yeah, but that one is without power, so it should actually show that. Nope, not yet. We are still trying to get 80% alcoholic, but maybe my city is actually starting to get too big. It do not seem like for that city anyway. They are not really about to go that in that direction, but they are getting higher. But 80%, you should probably do that when you have a city around 10,000 citizens. That that will probably be a little bit easier. But I don't really have a radio station when I have a city around 10,000 citizens anyway. My cities will normally be a lot bigger when I have a city, well, I have a radio station or television station. Then my city will definitely not only be around 10,000. But that's just if you actually want the achievements to go for them. That was the most reason why I was actually playing a little bit again. 0.1% of the players has only to have this one. Achieve a population of 30,000 on the hardest difficult without in white immigrant in at least 10 years. The next one I'm trying to get is actually I'm trying to get all the research in the game, but I have actually already. This will probably be the next one I'm getting. Happiness and 50,000 and no immigrant for 2 years. And what is that one at least? That one is the one we are going for, but we should probably have tried to go for that a lot earlier in the game. And then back to this one again. That's the part of with the stone I was talking about. And this is the part where you actually can cheat with the train. When you are done building or only on its way out, you can actually recall them. Not when they are doing something. If they already start building, you need to recall all your trains over on the train station. Or else you can see here it's not possible really to recall the train right now. It's actually doing something. So that way you actually need to do it on your train station if you want to call all the train home. But it will actually be possible now. I will have the green thing there so you actually can send it home. And then we can take the last thing of it now. And auto search for demolition, that's not always going auto. And definitely not that fast auto as I wanted to. So that's probably a good idea to do it manual. Just to be sure of it actually happening. And then again, it's depending on how much work your train actually are doing about how fast you actually want to demolition. Because I have more times seen that it's only one or two demolition active and the rest of them it's actually on some kind of pause mode to the two first is actually getting. So maybe it's just because of it don't want to send all your trains into demolition and it's only choosing a couple of them, but now that's not a problem right now. Both of them it's actually allowed to be demolished, thrown down, deleted, whatever. And if we don't have any deal out there right now. I will actually open it up. Shouldn't have been necessary anymore. It's built, so we can actually set them up there. Should probably have that one there, but it is probably too short to be good. It should probably have been a little bit longer, but whatever. Let us see how bad it will be. This problem knows this kind of train header will be fucked, but you will actually come from out here and take it up and deliver it out to the map, and then I need to actually take off the lounge door. This will actually maybe be the part that's actually going to the board and selling, and then this train station and that train station up here, that one will actually be allowed to go down there and pick it up. I don't know yet how I want to do it, but I know we should probably have our. That's the right one. About we will be allowed to delivering steel up here. Go to hell with your pollution warning, but it's a pretty decent, it's a pretty good thing to have when you're actually playing realistic mode, and depending on how hard you're actually playing with your citizens. Because in that mode I have my citizens on right now, they do not really like anything that's not right for them. So if there's no food, they are leaving. If that's not the right amount of clothes and blah blah and all that kind of shit, they are leaving. If there's too much pollution, they are leaving. Everything needs to be right, or they are fucking leaving. And that's really, they're really pissing me off sometimes when they're leaving, and it's going fast when they're actually leaving. Maybe I could realize what's happening a little bit before it's actually happening. But the way I'm actually doing it is I normally have it in on this one, and maybe it's too late when it's actually start happening. Already it's too late to fix it. So should maybe be a little bit more over it, but again, this is probably the best way I know to have a little bit of eye on what's going on with the citizens. Of course, if you want to see how many free workers you have, it's the other one. You should use that it's over here and see how many that do not have a job. That's already somebody over there that don't have jobs too, but not as many. That's actually pretty many that do not have a job right now. Are they not getting out here or whatever? They actually are not. There could actually be more out there. And here I have my concrete factory, so cement factory actually, where we are delivering out from. But from the beginning I'm importing this. It's not that expensive, but it's a good thing to have because in the long run it will be expensive. The same thing with the trees, the same thing with the gravel. It's not really expensive, but when you need to keep buying it, it is expensive, and the border do not work very fast. So it's a good thing too, actually, to get it up and running. That kind of stuff, so you actually do not need to use time on the border for the vehicle to wait to get in and be loaded with that on the border, because you can actually load it a lot faster on this on your own productions sites. It will go a lot faster with the loading on that. So the more stuff you can produce yourself, the more free space you actually have on the border to the vehicle for that stuff you're not producing yourself yet. Because to begin with, everything needs to be produced on the border, of course. And the faster you can get it over to be run out per train, the better. Because of the vehicle is fucking annoying slow. And you cannot really figure out to drive in. They can drive one vehicle in, and then they can drive nobody out. They should actually have made a little better system. If they actually have made a system where the vehicle could drive in, go out in a U-shaping thing, and then return and go in. So we actually could have a running of vehicles in, and then they would turn around and then could go out again, like they actually would go in on the other side of the country and then go out again in some way. And this one should actually have been connected over to the run in, and this so a little bit more like a real border where you actually have in the left side you have the out, and the right side you have the in, depending on which side of the road you actually are driving in. If you're driving in the other side of the road of what we are doing, it would be the other way around, but whatever. And then if you don't really want to cross the border, you should do that U-shaping thing, then go out to go in the country again. But on here they're actually going in, and then they're blocking they are not blocking now a vehicle would, but now when it's doing this and it's driving, nothing is able to continue driving in. That's the reason why the border's working so fucking bad, and the reason why we need to get the train up and work as fast as possible. So that's another thing they actually should do a rework on. That's actually the borders. So they actually was working fast. The vehicle could actually drive in and out at the same time. That would be a really nice thing. And of course, the vehicle actually was moving the speed it was being told. We are told they're being moved. They are not doing that at all, actually. Not even close to it. Oops, that one should probably not go yet. I think we need to delete that little piece there before we actually delete the other one. Or else we will stand in the same problem again in a moment. And again, if somebody wants to talk, that's a link to my YouTube channel, to my Discord channel. I'm actually sitting inside it now. It will be looking a little like this, so you will go directly into this room where I'm sitting right now. If you are using the link, or if it's not working, tell me, but I'm pretty sure it still should be working, but nothing is sure with that kind of stuff, but I have set it up to be on limits and not be able to actually run out, so it should actually be a link that would be working. Man, what is it, maybe a week or something ago, or the last one was joining. Yeah, just forgetting to get in to the room here actually. A lot of them is actually joining when you're only looking at the video. After I'm actually done playing live, somebody is getting in, and then they're going in, joining the Discord channel that way. Maybe they do not really want to get in to talk, but just see what's going on, that it's not really going anything on other than people can join to get in to talk. Of course, I got a couple of people I'm talking with sometimes, but it was mostly before I'm actually sitting up this way where we actually did. It was more one-way conversation where you still only would be able to listen to me and not really. Okay, the dude was talking that loud that it was actually possible still to listen to what he was saying through my microphone because of in some way he was really loud. That was something about his microphone and his setup on his phone. He's actually, but he got a new phone now, so he's getting a lot louder. No, loud, not lower, not louder. It's actually annoying me a little bit, but it's not too bad yet. And then I'm getting still without jobs. How bad is it without that job part? Okay, we will just open a little bit up here. And there will be a little bit more doctors. That should probably help. We could make a little bit more school thing. It should not be necessary to actually put more in there, but let us just get it a little bit higher up there too. Now they have fucked it up down here again, probably. Nope, they do not, but I should probably do something down here now. I was actually sure if it was over here that was the problem, but that will come later. Nah, it will be possible. Just need to build a little bit more over here, then you will be able to go back here and build that. So we will necessarily use our stations. Yeah, of course it went that way. Why not? And that one will, of course, build in that direction. Oh, an earthquake. I actually think because of I have a couple of spaces, I have a couple of buildings around, what is it called? It's called construction thing. That's actually start reconstruction at 30%. Then I do not really lose a lot of buildings when that's getting earthquake. Around 50% you will actually losing vehicle or lose buildings. So that can be a problem. So I would recommend at least, depending on how many of them you actually have. I have one in each area that's starting reconstruction on 30%. So that one, and then we have one over here that's doing the same thing, and we have something up here that's actually covering this whole area here. I don't think I was putting one of them up here actually to do it. We're missing one vehicle up there. Nope. That one I was showing you before was actually covering all this area here. That's probably a little bit too much maybe. It would probably be a good thing to actually have one more up in this area too, as a one for this city and one for the garbage field that we have down here. And then I should probably have put one of them up here actually to be 30% too. Just to be sure, so we're not losing depending on how fast the earthquakes coming after each other, of course, then we would not be able to. I have seen one time where it actually was coming right after each other. There was not many minutes between it. Where it actually was hitting me with two earthquakes at the same place. And I was not totally happy about that part of it actually. Maybe 7 could help too, but 6 should probably be able. And what? Do we have a problem here? It seems like they are in some kind of trouble. Could have steel delivered up here. Why do they not want to do that? Have I hit something or whatever? Was it on fire? It was this day. It was up here. It was an earthquake. It's not. That's good. So why will it not go? That's a little bit weird. We will try call them home and see what's happening. The same thing was happening again. That's to another station actually. I must have fucked something up in a signal some way. Even if it's not should have been the case, but was it up around over here or whatever? Yep, right there. I guess the only problem is disappearing now. It did. I was just turning in the wrong way before. I have played some hours on it because of the realistic mode. I could do it a lot faster if I was playing non-realistic. But I have played a little bit before I was actually going online with this city because I have played a lot of cities from the beginning of already. But I've played this from 493, and that I have built all this before I was actually going online. I'm pretty sure of because of I was already building it before I was playing a little bit of Coptan of Industry before I was starting again on playing this one, and I've built a lot of cities up, and then it was just mostly actually for see what they have changed in the game. About there was enough changing in the game to actually play a little bit online again, and there was actually a couple of but if I should guess, it's actually a lot of hours. At least the last probably 3-4 weeks or something like that. I've played a lot from the morning to as long as actually was ski. I want to out on the evening. Only this game, the last, I don't know, when I was actually playing 492 or 3. I'm not sure about which number it actually was, but it's the number that was actually continuing back in this list, live list here to before I was playing Coptan of Industry. I think it was 493, but there was a little problem with the sound actually. I was setting the sound up in 493, but it was already fucking up in 494, and I was not seeing it from a couple of episodes. A little bit over 60 episodes, I was actually not seeing there was no sound on. So it's a little bit soundless, so I actually do not explain a lot about everything in the game actually, and new stuff and all that kind of stuff I actually would make a little explanation about. It was not getting into the game because of somehow Streamlabs was actually fucking up with my microphone and everything, and I was not thinking about it. That was needing to be something that was actually moving up and down over in the Streamlabs for the microphone was actually working, so I've just looked at it. Oh, that's a green bar, that's fine, it's working. But here we have one of the oil thing I was talking about. It's a little bit bigger than from the game, that's for sure. This is one of them from the game. It can have 1500 ton. This can have 12,000 tons. So, and a little bit. It should actually only be able to have 12,000 tons. But oh, the corn factory is done. So we are ready to get corn in. We're just not ready on the train tracks. Yep, it will probably just be easier to find a train. Or not. Yep, we should probably find a train. Again, the problem with the actually are not splitting out to all the station. probably set a chain up on that one, so it's actually do not running too many train in there, even if I really want to have a lot of train going in there and do what the actually is supposed to do. But again, I only have 2 tunnel building trains anyway, so they will probably not fuck up each other. But the other train that actually can risk still will be able to go in there too would actually be a problem. But what should we say? Maybe if I've played the most days, I've probably played 10, 12 hours every day, maybe in a month or something like that. But of course, I have not played as okay. Let us get this. Let us build it. Let us. As a, I'd say I'm playing a little bit relaxing, and be sure if it's actually every city is working before I'm actually going on to the next one. So for the most part, everything will keep working. Because of if you're not sure about it's actually be working, it will just end up like something like this. This is not actually empty building, but it will keep empty the building because of something it's stop working. So it's actually a good thing to take a little bit of time to actually be sure about it's actually working. But anyway, a snowplow can actually fuck it up. There was a snowplow over here that was just standing still in this corner and didn't could figure out to go home, and it was actually requiring in a line to over uphill or something like that. So my bus didn't could drive, my vehicle could not go in, my garbage could not be delivered. So the citizens were started fucking off again from that city. And yeah, that can be a lot of problem with the cities too. Why they're not working, the food, not enough good education. You can see I can have over 240 citizens inside this when that. But to begin with, even if you have 42 workers in this, depending on how high their education level actually is. So if it's not high enough, and that's not enough with a university education, you will actually not be able to have that many citizens in the city. The same thing with the kindergarten and that kind of stuff. It will actually not be allowed to. Amphitheater, that was the name of it. I didn't remember it before when I was out and looking at more stuff. That's a pretty good one to download because of that. The game has actually put one in that's exactly the same. It to just not have open in the winter time, so your citizen will not get any cultura from that building in the winter time. This is the one from the game that will not work in winter time. This is the one from a player that will work in the winter time. So I know which one I prefer. I prefer that one that's working in the winter time. I don't care about the need to freeze the fucking asses off to see the amphitheater. Because of it's normally an open tater. That is, yeah, it's not a closed one. That's no roof over and that kind of stuff. It's normally in the nature. That kind of thing. That's be called that. So it should probably not be working in the winter time. But again, it's fucking around with your citizens if it's not working in the winter time. The same thing with another item he actually has added. That's a sport item. It's actually looking fucking pretty nice and all that kind of stuff. Let me find it here. That one. Pretty big and all that kind of stuff. It do not just working in the winter time. So that's ridiculous actually. Of that big of a building. Nope, it's not working. Closed in the winter time, so it you can use the half of the year, and then if you're actually counting on that building, then it's just easier to build a couple of this building instead of that's actually working in the winter time. A sports cell. That's one that's a number bigger than this one. Not that one. Where? As this one. It would be better to build that one than building the fucking open sports thing they have added. Because of it's not working in the winter time. You have not yet built that one. Great. That's the reason why there was not happening anything. Why the fuck do they not do anything? Doing anything? Uh. Oh, my hand. Oh, I didn't building that road there or whatever. It must be whatever. I am not sure about that one will actually be able to go up there and deliver fuel. That is a pretty long run, but let us hope it actually will be able to do that. Without running out of fuel. And then let us send this over there too. What is that? That one should definitely not be there. Why the fuck is that one on that station? That's not making any sense. I don't know why and how that vehicle should have been going into that station at all. Yeah. Let us see about we're still missing a vehicle up here or whatever. We are actually still missing one up there. It's probably not the right vehicle, but whatever. We will send it up there. Because we definitely do not need it down there. That's fucking weird. No idea how that one actually getting to that station at all. Totally blank. It should not be able to arrive on its own, but I will actually say it is arriving without my approval, buying or whatever. I don't have no clue. I was buying one down here, but that was an open one that actually could drive with the vehicles. That's the reason why this one actually have 5 of this open ones. I have the new one that match mass MAZ 2050 vehicles. Because if that one was actually driving my bulldozers that didn't work up to the station, so they actually could be repaired because of it was too long away from a repair station. Found it. It was there it was belonging. Oh, it was maybe actually repairing vehicles. But why the fuck was it following after them? It was maybe not. Let us send it downward actually belonging, so. And then we can maybe figure it out with which vehicle we are missing up here. It could be an excavator. It only seems like there's 2 excavators. There should be 3 excavators. I only see 2. Must be an excavator. It's not necessary to buy the way I'm doing it. You can do it a lot of ways, depending on how you want the station to work. But I prefer to actually have a little bit of everything on the station so they actually can do a little bit of everything. Okay, of course I have this one that's actually taking care of the road, so I've actually tried to only put road thing into that one. I think it was this one. road conveyor belt, factory connection, and footpaths. So that one will be a little bit different than the other ones. That will mostly be buses, dumpers, a couple of open. I'm not even sure about I actually need this open hole vehicles on this one, but that's, yeah, the reason why I actually have them, it's more because of to transport the other vehicles, the slow ones here, so they will be transported and it's not even crossed off, and you actually should be transport them. So that's good. The same thing with that one, because that's actually new buildings. I've just removed them from one of the cheap ones and actually built them so because of this building it's actually possible to deliver fuel directly into the building. The cheap version of this one, that's no possibility to leave fuel directly into it. That one you need to deliver it. So this one, but it's not really costing anything. It's costing a little bit of steel, and then it's costing manpower. It's some shit. It do not seem like this one actually won't go up and delivering fuel. What the fuck on? It seems like that's missing one actually. Oh, oh, that's a traffic jam, so it cannot really get out. Why is there a traffic jam? Because of, again, that's one of the problems with that fucking snowplows. I don't know about it's a solution, but it is not. The snowplow has fucked up because of, yeah, because of the ridiculous in the pain in the ass. Sometimes with the snow disappearing, they are just fucking up. So it has probably been that since the 22nd of February, maybe before. That's ridiculous actually. And it's not the first time I'm seeing the snowplows fucking up after the so-called release of the game. It should actually be released, official released now. But instead of actually fixing the problem in the game, they are just putting a new DLC out. Well, that's probably is more problems with a couple of new maps and a couple of new buildings, I think. It should probably be something down from the Middle East or whatever, if I understand it right. But I'm actually not into paying more into this game right now. The way it's working, it's a good game, but you need to fix the problem that is in the game before they actually try to get more money out of me anyway. Also, that's a lot of items I will say should be fixed before they will get more of my money. Even the time of amount I'm actually using on the game. Then I will still not put more money into it. That's too many fucking things that need to be fixed. And that one could not figure out too. It could not get enough forward. And here we have a drilling machine that we should probably not allow to go in yet, because we already know it will go into one of this station here, except that one, because of that we're already getting built on that. So it's on its way to build on one of this 3 station, probably that one, and it cannot arrive down to that one yet. If we are lucky, it will maybe be able to go down to the station we wanted to go to now. If it was a little bit fucking faster. That's the problem, because of this one is done now. But we will just send that one home. So it's not fucking around with that thing. Even if they are driving the same speed right now, this train is fucking slow. But they should actually drive the same speed. 60 kilometers per hour for both of them. But it not really seems like any of them driving 60 kilometers per hour, but they are not. It's not even seem like they are not. They are not driving 60. Because of, as I've told a couple of times, Down there, that's 20 kilometers. Up there, 40, 60, 80. So in 1 hour, you should actually be able to drive this 4 times or whatever, or 2 times. Forward and back, forward and back. That's 80. Or pretty close to 80 anyway. What are you saying, dog? That's the vehicle. It's driving 60 right now. Now we should just find somebody that's actually is working. We can probably find somebody that's working up here. Probably, maybe, if we are a little bit lucky. Nope. No workers up there. Then we will just take one in here. Have fun. It's only work 14 minutes. And we have our dot here. We will set that up there. That's the vehicle. That will move around. They can actually move, I think it's around 90 kilometers per hour. We have our dot here. We have our timer there. And should just be sure if we have the dot there. And go. It's actually moving 95 kilometers per hour now. And it was getting this distance. It was moving 680. Yep. 81 meters in an hour. It should actually have been moved around 60 to 95 kilometers in an hour. It was on 60 kilometers, so it should have at least have moved 60 kilometers per hour in that hour. It do not. And it's the same thing with the trains and how fast the citizens are moving. Of course, you should not move 60 kilometers per hour, but 4 or 5 kilometers per hour, how fast they're moving. I've not really checked out with the citizens, but I would guess on it was the same thing. So for them, it would actually be better actually to move that kilometer per hour, so we don't can see kilometer per hour how many kilometer per hour they actually should be moving. That would help them a little bit, because then we would not have that thing to compare to. Didn't need a break on that one, but I need a bigger area up here to build my new garbage field. Oh, maybe we actually can be lucky enough to actually use them a little bit down here too. That would be nice. Actually need a little bit more space down here. I want that thing to this from the sewers to actually be standing down here. And the amount of excavators I actually got right now down here is not a very high number. I think it's 9 or something like that. So to do something like this will take a very long time. Specifically because of it's a really deep area in the water out here, so it's taking some time to actually raise it. And it was actually running in some kind of... It was feeling like stone before. Maybe it was just because of it was really deep water. That could be too. I think it's pretty decent around there. We should maybe make it so there was actually space for 2. I think it would be necessary with 2 out there. With all that is actually need to do. That's coming from the nuclear plant that will put water out that need to be clean, and it will come from the chemical plant that will actually be necessary to be clean, and then that will come from the city too. So I think it will not be necessary to be clean, but it will probably be a good idea to clean the water. And if we don't can get them to work out there, it will be a fucking problem, that's for sure. Oh, that area probably not be big enough. Let us see how much space do we actually need. Not that one. Around a kilometers in that direction. And 800 in that direction. Definitely not. So that should be enough in that direction. And enough in that direction, so that should be fine. Then we should probably just have moved them again. We should probably just use them for the last thing over here, so we actually can get it a little bit more. Be sure we actually can put in 2 plants in here. It's not beautiful, but yeah, place. Maybe I do not want to like it later, but and change it a little bit so it actually is running a little bit more as I like it. But anyway, I think I will take a little break now. I have gotten more than enough into my head of this roof for now. And maybe it's actually because I was actually needed to go back. I think it was 78. It was only called A, but then I was needed to go back to 40 or something like that. Because of that was going something really wrong. That was actually that kind with the fucking Copenhagen thing. Yep, it was. And after I was actually removing the law, was going back, then all the criminality was actually removed, and that was even I was not even close to have them filled up. It's in here. It's actually called Large Force Foster Care Agency, the one I'm using. Can have 2500, but I don't know about that. It will be the same problem with this one. But you can see if I already have over over 2,000 foster care children on that one, and you're using that one from the game with 160, then you fucking need a lot of them. And every one of them need 40 workers. This one need 50 workers at all. So it will definitely be a fucking problem. But it has been working in the past, but it do not seem like it's working anymore. And every time that will go some years before you actually see the problem happen, and then you will stand with a lot of criminals because of that's not should supposedly there has not been enough workers to take care of the children, but that's not really true. But because of that one has actually been that's been food and everything on it the whole time. But I will probably return a little bit later.